He's like, Shawn, I'm going to be cooking a little bit tonight. What time are you coming for dinner? I said, never. Food doesn't excite me that way. It's a little bit tough talking to him, though, because he's a pessimist, and he's also dyslexic, so he thinks life is this. Yeah, something about tough lives. A friend of mine, Maria, she was giving a speech in New York the other day about feminism. It was really unfortunate because during it, a group of Irish misogynists started heckling her, and I just hate to hear about cases of oppression by the patriarchy. So I was traveling recently. I traveled to Lexington, Kentucky, which was a bit of a problem because I'm terrified of flying, but I'm completely addicted to landing. So one of the things that I really like about Kentucky is, some people here are from the Northeast really like to make fun of their accent, but I really like it, the Southern drawl, because it means people really enunciate their words. And it's really good because you can actually understand what people are saying. Because, just the Northeast accent here, we all mumble our words, we say D's for T's when saying water, and we, mispronounce so many words. The only one that really gets to me is, people can't even say, hey, bro, anymore. They don't even say it. It's just like, hey, brah. Hey, brah. Like they're an angry drag queen yelling at their assistant, hey, brah! While I was in Kentucky, it was really nice. I got to see a good friend of mine, Diana, I hadn't seen in a while. And it was really interesting. We started catching up, and she told me that she actually started dating this guy, Michael, who's a vegetarian. And I asked her, well, why'd you start dating a vegetarian? She's like, well, at my age, I have to start thinking about what I put in my body. So I was chilling with her. She took me to this health food store, which she goes to a lot. And it was kind of this really interesting health food store. It was a little bit different. They had all these interesting products. They had a very popular existential brand of milk, way over here. They also sold some metaphysical pet food, Schrodinger's cat food. It both does and doesn't fill your cat. One of the things I was, while I was there, is you also get to talk to a little bit environmentalists, and besides vegetarianism, to get you united, they also like to explain to you how humans' consumption of food really impacts the environment. And the more I talked to them, I came to realize that if trees could talk, they would spend an awful lot of time yelling at dogs. So, Zelda and Jebediah, a young newlywed couple in New Jersey, are having a conversation at their breakfast table one day. They're very deeply in love. And Zelda looks in his eyes and says, Jebediah, I need to ask you an important question. If I was to die suddenly, how long would it take before you remarried? And he looked at her and he said, well, that all depends. Depends on what, my dear? What verdict the jury brought back? So I was feeling a little depressed last week. I finally decided to buckle down and see a psychiatrist. And I was really excited, but it ended up not working out. You see, the man was actually a traditional psychiatrist, which meant the entire session was in German. But I actually studied a little bit of German, and it's pretty cool. They actually have as with all languages, they have words that we don't have in English. Probably one of my favorite words in German is Schadenfreude. Now, Schadenfreude means harm joy when you translate it literally. It's basically the feeling of happiness you get when someone you don't like has something bad happen to them. The Germans needed a word for this. They were feeling this emotion so much throughout the history and evolution of their language that they didn't have time to indicate in a sentence. Oh, Klaus, it was wonderful today. This, Brunhilde, who rejected me many times in high school, now she's married to this ugly guy with 3 kids. I feel such joy. If only we had a word for this. But I would say one of the other things when I study cultures is I like to study a little bit of religions. And I have some Christian friends, and I don't want to judge them or tell them how they should believe, but I'm thinking that Christians, just maybe, are getting a little bit arrogant in their sureness that they're going to defeat the devil in the end. Hear me out. You've had your book, the Bible, that has your whole strategy about how you're going to defeat the devil in intricate detail, It's the most widely available book in the Western world for the past 2,000 years. I mean, think of how much time the devil has had to plan this. You know, the book is just like, it's, oh no, we know he's coming in Jerusalem. You don't know. He could be like heading over to Athens. You know, it's in the Mediterranean, it's pretty close. The devil could just be chilling there. It's like, all right, I'm just chilling here in Athens waiting for those Christians. I'm going to use the Greek strategy, hit them from behind. I think just tell you a little bit about myself. This is like a religion joke. I'm actually an atheist, but I am very good friends with a priest for insurance. One of the things is, you know, you study different religions, different cultures, you get to learn a lot more things. For example, if you ever have a friend who has just returned from Saudi Arabia, do you know what you're supposed to ask them? Did you have a good time? Yes. You know, I actually did have a friend came back from Saudi Arabia recently. It was really cool. He brought me, actually, there's a brand of Saudi Arabian beer. It's fantastic. It's called Halal. But it's one of the things, the more that you study religion, you see some people get, you know, really scared. And Islam is the thing it's the philosophy that now like really freaks Americans out. And it happens to be the one that now a lot of people in this country, a lot of people in government administration don't like. And you know, 30 years ago, that was communism. Communism was the big thing that was going to come get us. You know, Russia and China were going to come get us. That was guaranteed. And you know, back then in the 80s, there was all these people like suspicious. If you did anything, you know, it's like, hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm just going with my friends. We're going to get some dim sum. Dim sum. You know who else loved a lot of dim sum? Chairman Mao loved a lot of dim sum. All right, cool. Sorry, man. I'm just going to get on my book then and relax. Oh, what book are you reading? Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. It's pretty interesting. Dostoevsky, huh? A Russian writer. Well, I'm just going to chill over here with some John Steinbeck because I love America just a little bit more. And that's the way I figure it's going now. You know, we don't think of those groups as a really threat. And right now, unfortunately, there's a lot of bullshit that a lot of American Muslims and Muslims who visit the West have to put up with. But it's going to change over time. I just see every culture eventually gets integrated into America. So what I'm imagining is one day my son's going to come to me, just going to be like, Dad, I had this class in school today, and they said that our country and the Muslim countries of the world used to not get along. Yes, son, I'm sad to say it was true. And, you know, unfortunately, we've gotten past that. And maybe we don't see eye to eye and everything, but they respect our culture, and we try to respect their culture. All right. But, Daddy, when you were a kid, what about the Brazilians? Oh, we had no idea what treacherous bastards they were. You know, nothing, there's a lot of different stuff that can get you stressed out. I think it's really important to talk to your friends to try to relax. I have a really good friend, Robin, who's transgender, and he's going through a big change in her life right now. Yeah, it's a little rough for her. She tried to join a feminist collective, but she had to leave because she felt it was too much of a sisterhood. So one thing that really gets me, though, is we talk a lot about cultural appropriation. That becomes the thing. And, you know, it's really led me to kind of reassess some of the things that I didn't realize was cultural appropriation. Now, when I was a kid, one of the first songs I ever loved to jam out to, it's a classic. Anybody know the song Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas?
Yeah.
Great song. Cultural appropriation. It takes the noble Chinese art of Kung Fu. You know what Kung Fu means in Cantonese? Hard work. So Carl Douglas took the hard work of centuries of Chinese culture to live the easy life of a pop star. Shameful, shameful. Probably the other worst example of cultural appropriation that I've seen in my life is the cultural appropriation of sharks by capitalists. Think about it. Whenever they want to show someone's a really vicious businessman, they're always just like, he's a judicial shark. Hey, if you want to run, you got to be able to swim with the sharks. And why do they do this? The sharks are a peace-loving animal. They only do this because the shark's sharp teeth remind them of the same knives they would stab people in the back with. But it's all crap. Because first of all, the shark's not really the aggressive animal. The actual aggressive animal is the dolphin, despite what many hippies have told you. Like, if you actually read books on marine biology, dolphins are assholes! I mean, in levels you won't believe. Like, when a female dolphin has a child, the other dolphins will beat it to death so they can continue to have sex with her. I am not making this up. You can check all of these things as facts. But what gets me is, though, the capitalists want to take the sharks, and they always want to be like, we're sharks. Here's the thing. If you're a capitalist, you're not really the shark. You're not really the hunter going after everyone else. You're really just the head bureaucrat in charge of a bunch of other bureaucrats. So if you think about it, you're really more of an ant queen than necessarily a shark. But somehow I don't think the show on MSNBC, Crawling Through the Anthill, would necessarily give you that capitalist drive. Well, thank you very much for your time. My name is Shawn Barron.